Hello there, I'm here with my weekly energy and abundance reading for the week beginning the 25th of October. My name's Karen from karenturpin.com. You can find me around social media, YouTube, Instagram, and places like that as Karen Turpin Abundance Coach. So, firstly, I wanted to kind of just address the energies on the planet right now, maybe give you a bit of understanding perhaps of what you're feeling as well. We've known for probably eons of time that this month, this end of this month, around probably from I'd say the 20th 22nd of October, I personally have felt, and it's been kind of validated by many other people, that the energy tends to get really, really heavy on the planet right now. It's the satanic forces like to use this particular time of year to weave their black magic and their trickery, and it's almost kind of like they open up these dark portals from the earth. And I've literally kind of had that seeing with my inner vision of how they open up the energies and all the dark stuff starts to come up. It's kind of probably something that you might see in a graveyard in a horror movie, that kind of vibe, right? Where this dark energies come up with its grasping hands. And if you're a sensitive, you can often feel that energy. It feels like your spirit is sinking, that you're going lower and lower. Maybe your vibration is lowering. You may be going into fear and panic and despair, that kind of thing. And I know that is common across the planet right now. I'll talk a little bit more about that, but I'll just finish this first part because we have, of course, Halloween coming up at the 31st. And this is we are in a battle of light versus dark, of good versus evil. And we can definitely see that there has been a dark agenda playing out on this planet, at least for the last 18 months, but actually for eons of time. But we're coming to that crunch point, the choice point, the great awakening versus their agenda, which they're calling the Great Reset. So we're in this space as well. We're at the end of October. Now, I just mention as well, I've seen for many, many years, I've actually witnessed this physically as well. Around that date, the 31st of October, the veils get very, very thin between dimensions. And I have witnessed that people that are in a precarious situation in terms of their health, sometimes their mental state as well, emotional state as well, around the 31st, maybe a couple of days before and after of October, as I said, because the veils are very thin, people easily slip over to the other side. Sometimes it's almost like they don't quite intend to, but they just go. It's as if there's a magnetic pull and they leave this physical dimension and they pass over. Now, anyone that is in a precarious situation health-wise, let's just say health-wise, but it could be emotional, mental as well, as I said, health-wise, they are less likely maybe to have passed over a week before or a week after that specific date. So around those days, very, very important to, send prayers of love and support to anyone that that is, as I say, in this precarious health situation, just to raise their vibration and kind of keep them here. There is always a soul choice, of course, but as I say, people seem to slip over around that time. So pray for them. And, if it is a soul choice, then at least when they pass, they will go kind of to a better place, if that makes any sense to you. So, as I said, we are at a choice point on the planet where our vibration is now as we go forward. Absolutely, clearly will align us onto the new timeline of light and freedom, or the timeline that the controllers, the dark agenda, are trying to keep active, which is one of control, domination, and pretty much all the dark stuff that you would never really want to experience in your right mind. However, we have to respect that there is soul choice here. So people are choosing to align to that, and that's part of their journey, right? So let me just check my notes, make sure I'm saying everything that I wanted to say. So we are at the time of this great awakening on the planet. We've known we were going to move towards this. Actually, it's been in the making for about 26,500 years. For the last at least 10 years, since 2011, I've been saying to people, do your spiritual work, do your inner work, clear your energy, clear your limiting beliefs about self, align to the highest possible vibration that you can in preparation for this time right now, because we're really, really close to this now. And sure, there's a little bit more time to go, but you really don't want to be just getting off the starting block now. You really want to have, done a lot of work on yourself. And even if you're new to this, because you are just waking up now, don't despair about that, but really dig in and say, right, I need to get my shit together here because I want to raise my vibration. You can still, honestly, you can still do it now, because maybe your soul decided that you would wake up at the 11th hour, but don't procrastinate. And if you do need help, reach out, and let's get you sorted so that you're aligned where you really want to be. So we have everything we need inside of us to be amazingly successful on this planet. We all have gifts and talents that we've accumulated through eons of time, lots and lots of past lives, future lives, perhaps, all, kind of collapsing into this now moment, so that we have everything we need inside of us right now. It's our job then to unlock that and align to it. It's held in our cellular memory. It's held in our DNA, which is why I always have been saying, for a long time anyway, that your DNA is everything. You need to do everything you possibly can to hold your DNA intact in its pure form and not allow modifications and things into your body that would genetically alter you, because your wisdom, your power, your connection with source is your DNA. It's so precious. That's what you need to hold on to. That's where your abundance comes from. So, we were not put here on this planet, or in actual fact, we didn't choose to come here on this planet to be purely relying on the government handouts, what they will and won't allow us to do, what they, and we've been conditioned really to rely on and follow their rules, which we can clearly see now don't have our best interests at heart. They are all to serve the big corporations and the people, in inverted commas, in power, that have put themselves there anyway. So when it comes to people losing their jobs, there's a very great fear that comes up for us, for all of us, because we fear that our ability to survive is going to be taken away by these people that have no right to control us anyway. That's the point there, right? And as well, we, as I say, we have everything we need inside of us. We're just so used to going to work to earn a wage, or going, to the government for whatever we need from them, instead of going within to find it from within us. So that's the new part in all of this. But as we move forward, those of us that choose to align to this new timeline, this awakened timeline, we will be more and more going into our own skills, unique gifts and talents, and recognizing that that is where our abundance comes from. And then we can take that out and share that with the world. And then we get into the equal value exchange, because I can do things that you can't do, but you can do things that I can't do. And we want to be in a situation where we exchange value for that, whether that's, in the form of money, or, some people say it will be a bartering system again in the future. Whatever way that is, it doesn't really matter for this conversation. The point is to say that every single one of us has value. We have something to give, to exchange for. And that's, where our power will come from. So really, you know, owning your gifts and talents, your uniqueness, your skill set, your wisdom. Even if you think, well, I haven't really done much in my life, all I've done is, X, Y, and Z, there will be value and wisdom in your X, Y, and Z. And maybe I need to come to you for some of your wisdom, just like you might come to me for some of mine. And we will do that with every person that we connect with around us. And that's where our power lies, in that. So as we step into this new age, this new timeline, what I see, and let me just say, I've seen a terrible potential timeline. I've seen what the dark agenda want to create on this planet for humans, but I've also seen another option that I'm aligning to because it's so much nicer. It's the awakened timeline. It's the new timeline of light. And this is where I would encourage you to align to as well. This is all about vibration and frequency. If you're in a low vibration, basically you align to a low and shitty state for future. If you raise your vibration, you align to a beautiful timeline that will take you forwards. Anyone in their right mind can see which one we'd rather, right? So this is why this is the time of awakening, so that people can awaken, shift their consciousness and vibration, and then we all come together to create that new timeline together. We can't do this on our own. This is why we need great numbers of people waking up and saying, hold on a minute, that's not right. What they're saying is right. I'm going to align to that. That's the point of this. Maybe because people don't wake up and they don't change their life for the better until they are in such immense pain that they literally can't stand it anymore, and they have to make a change. So is that the time that we're in right now? I think it is. So as we wake up and we realize that where we've been to this point is not for our good, it's not for our health, it's all about control, and it's about taking away from us. So we can see that, firstly, we can see that these systems of control are starting to collapse. That's why they're grabbing even more, and this hard push to get their agenda in place quicker and quicker and quicker, because they know that their time is really limited because the light is already won. And they're beginning to see that, but they're kind of pulling out all the stops to, it's called loosh, when they grab that energy from people. That's all fear. So they're grabbing huge amounts of that right now as people go into panic and despair. But stay true, stay connected to the light, recognize that the reason the push is so intense right now is because they are losing. They're kind of like grabbing hold of it as they sink back down into the underworld. That's how I explain it anyway. So what we can see with these government controls and these big companies making their demands, and we can see that they're all about taking power from us, disempowering us, our life force, in a sense. They want to take all that away. Whereas this new timeline that we're moving into, if we align to it, is all about community. It's about loving and supporting each other. It's about, how can I help you? And in exchange, how could you help me? Because in that way, there is a beautiful exchange of value, and we both grow and expand from that, because that's our abundance. We both become abundant when we share in that way. And it's been like a seesaw here, and the government controls have had the power. They've been on top and we've been down. But as more and more people awaken, you can see the balance. We're at this choice point now, and very quickly it can go like that, and they can slide off and fall, down to the hell realms where they've come from. So as we awaken to the power that is within us, which is the Great Awakening, that's what this has all been about. It's all been about us acknowledging the power within us, really valuing ourselves. So this is the work on the self-worth, the self-esteem, the knowing ourselves as a part of God consciousness, as opposed to continuing to beat ourselves up, because we've probably been doing that all of our lives to a greater or lesser degree. So this time, as I say, is all about awakening. It's about coming into abundance, because abundance is not just about money. I have a course called Abundance Bootcamp, you might know. We talk about so much more in there than just money. It's not just about money. It's about the power within us that is our abundance, to own our gifts and talents, to be, empowered in our choices, to release the negative and limiting beliefs that have held us small, that have allowed us to be controlled actually, as humans on this planet. So this whole discussion around abundance, abundance is our divine birthright. And the more that each of us come into that space, it's such a beautiful energy to hold. It's expansive. It's just loving, it's caring, it's compassion, it's just support of everybody. Could you imagine if everybody felt that way towards one another? That is true community. And that is what we are awakening to as we make that choice to align to that, to remove ourselves from fear and say, no, I won't be controlled or governed in this way anymore. I'm moving into a more empowered state. This process of empowerment, of releasing our negativity that we've all got, the shadow work, and really empowering ourselves, healing ourselves. So please, if you need some help with this, if you need some guidance, next steps, please reach out to me. I would love to help support you to become the abundant divine being that you came here to be. And also recognize that as you do this for yourself, you make a difference in the world, because there's a ripple effect of this. When people see you stepping into your power, it kind of almost gives them permission to step up and be who they truly are as well. And that is so beautiful. And if I can assist you in any way, please reach out and let me know that you need a bit of help, and I would love to support you with it. So just DM me. I'm very approachable. I answer all of my DMs, or comment below. And of course, just check out my Instagram and Facebook pages. I have a great Facebook group called Abundant and Successful Female Entrepreneurs, or check out my website, which is karenturpin.com. So that's enough from me for this week. But I'll be back next week. As I say, we've got a little bit of heavy energy coming through towards the end of the week, if we're not already feeling it now. But, just recognize what that's about. Now that I've explained it to you, you don't necessarily have to engage with it anymore. You can say, okay, I see that energy playing out around me, but that's not me. That's not who I really am in my truest essence. So I hope that this has helped you to stay in the light, to keep your vibration high. And I will be here next week, same time, same place. Have a great week. And let's connect. Send me a DM. I'll see you next week. Have a great one. Bye for now.